All right, so meal prep. Mentioned it in the past, don't talk about it a lot recently. So, what is the process? How do we most effectively get ready for our meal prep? And a lot of the questions and problems that I see are what do I choose? How do I pick it? Taking it too much time to make the list and all that. So, wanted to go through my process of picking our meals, putting the grocery list together, and then you can go to the store and get the food. So, what I like to look for is we do three different meals. We typically do two meals that have the same protein. So, chicken, ground turkey, ground beef are typical ones that we use. And then one has a different protein. So, most of the time, we do two chicken meals and one ground turkey or ground beef meal. Partially because at our grocery store, we can get a 5 or 6 pound pack of chicken breasts, which is enough for two meals, about three breasts per meal in one big pack. It's more cost effective too that way. And then the ground turkey usually comes in 3 pound packs. So that is usually what works for us. So three breasts in one meal, and then 3 pounds of ground beef or ground turkey usually works for the other meals. So let's go into presenting what it looks like to put these meals together. So pop into our Pinterest board here. So you can see we have 121 pins in here. This is something we've built over the years. And obviously, you don't have that probably ready at the moment. But what I can do is I can copy this and clean it up a little bit and then put it in a link. So that way you can have somewhere to start with. These are all just generated searching, easy chicken recipes and easy dinner recipes and, putting them in a separate board for us to try. We try them, we like them, we move them into this board. So lots of different options. Another thing that we like to look at is the preparation method. Is it in a pan? Is it in the oven, Instapot, air fryer? We try to pick three different tools to use. That way we can cook multiple things at a time, right? So we're not cooking it in the oven. We're using up our pan there. We have to wait for that to be done to cook another thing. We can start one, move to the next, and then while those two are cooking, finish with the third. So, like I said, two chicken meals and one ground beef or ground turkey meal. So it's really just kind of what we're feeling at the time and what's going on in the weekend. There's easier meals to make in here. So so for our two chicken recipes, we can scroll through. Like I said, you see a bunch of different kinds. And one that I'm thinking is for sheet pan, and it's pretty easy to make, pretty easy to prep. So that would be something like the sheet pan fajitas here. Basically, just cutting up the chicken, cutting up the peppers and the onions, toss them in a pan, put some seasoning on it, toss them in the oven. Done. So if that's the one we're going to pick, we can click on the link here. Nice thing is a lot of these, because of like SEO, they want to have a lot of text. That's why I always put this backstory in here. But mostly all of them put this jump the recipe, which skips all the who cares stuff, and then goes through your ingredients here. So we have the one meal picked. Let's go into back to our sheet. We have another chicken recipe that we need. So that's the sheet pan. So we don't want to do something like that. So either a pan or an Instapot meal. A good Instapot meal that we like to use for our chicken is this Instapot honey garlic chicken. So we'll click on that one. We will open this guy here. All right, so now we have two of our meals picked out. So both of them are the chicken meals. So now we have some ground beef to work with. We've eliminated the Instapot and we've eliminated the oven. So looking for something sheet pan wise. Couple options on this list. I think one that'll work best is one that actually a friend recommended to us, and it's pretty easy to put together. So these turkey burgers with spinach and feta. It's really just mixing everything together, putting them in a burger bun or burger patty, and then cooking them on the sheet pan, or not the sheet pan, the frying pan. And so really easy to use. So that's picking the recipes. Like I said, there's some thought behind it, right? In all right, what are our proteins? We have to pick those first, and then how do we want to cook it? But other than that, it's just what are you feeling? How much time do you think you're going to have? How easy recipe is it? Right. And maybe you don't know because you haven't cooked it yet, but you can open it up and see what it looks like. A lot of times they'll give you prep time, cook time, um, and all that. So as you get more familiar with the recipes and cook them more, it becomes easier and easier to know what to pick. All right. So now that we've talked about how are we picking, let's put our list together. So I like to use Google Keep to make the list. Handwriting it is great and sometimes easier, but what I found happened was I would get to the store and I had forgotten the list. So then I'm trying to guess. We forget stuff, have to go back anyway. 99% of the time, I have my phone on me, which is where I have the Google Keep, and therefore everything is in there. So if we go into our Google Keep, right, you can split screen one side and then get your recipe on the other side. As they're slowing everything down. So we'll start with our turkey burgers, right? So ground turkey. Not all the time the recipes have everything with the right quantities. Like so sometimes you need to double it, but like I said, rule of thumb, 3 pounds ground turkey. And we'll just go through this one recipe on how we put this list together because it's the same. It's finding the ingredients, going through our ground turkey, and then package of spinach. We have 4 ounces feta cheese. A lot of times they come in bigger packages, but this is 1 pound of turkey. We're calling for 3 pounds, so we end up needing 12 ounces here. So we can update that, and that's usually one container. If it's close, like if we end up finding only a 10-ounce container, like I just grab that. I don't try to be super perfect with it because it'll drive you crazy. So just trying to keep it simple, and then you'll go through and minced garlic. You can buy the like jars that already have it all minced because I used to do it all by hand. It was a pain. Again, trying to make it as easy as possible. So you just go through and make a list of stuff. Now, most of the time, there's a couple main ingredients. There's the meat, there's a veggie. So in here we have the turkey and the spinach, and then maybe an additional like the cheese. So those are usually the main ingredients. Those are the stuff you have to buy on a week-to-week basis. A lot of the stuff as you get towards the bottom are like spices and sauces and all that. So you can check to make sure you have that before you put it on your list. Or if you don't have it, you'll build up that storage, that cabinet of all of it, right? You'll get a big thing of breadcrumbs because we use that a lot. And pepper and salt, Italian seasoning. You'll get big boxes or jars of that, and that way you have it for the next time. So it's just going through the recipes, going through the ingredients. What do I have? Putting it down there and then building it from there, right? So then you go through your ground turkey, finish that. You can go over to your Instapot. And then, so see over here, jump to recipe. Usually has that so you don't have to spend time scrolling. But then it's the same process, right? This one is perfect. So 3 to 4 boneless chicken breasts. That's usually what we put in one meal. And then you just add on here, right? Salt and pepper. Most people already have that. Just add it, build the list, right? And then we can go and either order it or go shopping, right? So you can see how quickly you can put those together. A lot of the times it's hard to choose the meals, right? But if you go to my Pinterest board, you can start with that, build your own list, take the ones you like, leave the ones you don't like, take the ones that are easy, leave the ones that are hard for now, and build it from there. So that's putting your list together. Then all you have to do is shop and prep, which we'll have videos on in the future. So thanks for joining me.